This video right here, y'all, we tapping into the UFC 319 predictions. We have a card with at least 11 good, if not great fights. All these guys and ladies have been pretty much contenders. Great card ahead, y'all. I want to get into this. This is going down Saturday night, UFC 319 in Chicago, Illinois, in the Shy. I want to get in here and give y'all my predictions. Like I said, there's so many good fights. I'm gonna start with the early prelim. I usually don't start the early prelims, but when Dana and them boys put together a great card like this, I gotta give all my predictions. So let's get into the early prelims. Before you go any further, hit that subscribe button, like, share, subscribe to the channel for the latest UFC updates and MMA updates. Because I also tap into PFL a little bit and whatever MMA that goes on somewhat. If it's some solid fighters that I know of, I don't speak on anybody I don't know. So let's get into the card. Early prelims, we got Karrion Silva, 18-5 versus JJ Aldrich. This is the flyweight. The fight. This will be the fight kicking off the card. Karrion Silva is 18-5. JJ Aldrich is 14-7. I'm gonna go with Silva. Usually, anybody with the last name Silva gonna either choke you out or tap you out. So I'm going with Silva by. I'm gonna say by chokeout. I think she could get JJ out of there a little bit early in the fight. Next fight is a guy that people ain't really been messing with, but he comes to show up and fight every fight. Brian Battle. He is 13-2 in the middleweight division versus Nursultan Razabov. He is 36-9. He got a lot of fights on him. I'm going Brian Battle because I think with the middleweight, he's just one of those bigger fighters that's going to be able to use his reach and keep Nursultan away from him, because I believe that he's one of those guys that likes to wrestle or try to take you down, and I don't think Battle's going to allow him to do that. He's going to just keep piecing him up and finally get him up out of there later on in the fight. Next fight, the main event on the early prelims, we got Edson Barboza, a UFC legend, 24-12 versus Draker Close, 15-3. He took one of the funniest L's. If y'all haven't seen Draker Close, go look at one of the funniest knockouts. He got knocked out so bad. Dude hit him so hard that his mouthpiece dropped out his mouth and he just sitting on the cage looking like a damn fool. Anyways, as far as the fight goes, Barboza and those kicks, I think he's going to punish Close. He's going to continue to kick him until his legs give out on him. He's going to get on top of him and try to destroy this cat. So I'm going to go with Edson Barboza to pull off the win on the early prelims. Moving on to the prelim card, we have Chase Hooper. Chase Hooper 16-3 versus Alexander Hernandez 16-8. Chase, I'm a big fan of Chase. I've always been rocking with him. Alexander Hernandez, it's been a couple of fights that he just came with a lot of excuses. And usually when it's the fighter that just uses excuses every time they get their ass whooped, I'm just off them. It's like, dog, you just say that you lost the fight. You didn't pick up the win. The better man won. If you can't just say that and move on to the next fight, I can't rock with you. Chase is not one of them type of guys. He shows up and shows out. If he loses, he loses. He come back even harder. Pause. I'm going to go with Chase Hooper to win this one. So Chase Hooper to kick off the prelims. Next fight, we have Lupi Godinez. She's 13-5 versus Jessica Aldrich. She is 26-14. I believe, no, Jessica Andrade. Andrade is going to probably slam her down, get a couple of takedowns on her, just beat her up a little bit, and she should be able to pull off the win by unanimous decision. Next fight, we have Michael Olazico, 20-9 versus Gerald Merchanchart, 37-19. Gerald took some crazy ass whoopings, but usually when he fights some people that I don't really never heard of or seen on like the prelims in most of the fights, this is when he performs well. He's probably beat a couple of top guys in the top 15, but anybody outside of the 15, he usually does good against. So I'm gonna go with Gerald to pull this one off. Prelim main event, we have Diego Ferreira, 19-6. He used to be a beast in lightweight division. He just fell off. I want to say he took like 4 losses in a row, and he just really ain't been the same since. Versus Bobby, aka King Reed. Ever since he's changed his name from Bobby to King, he's been getting his ass beat. It's been quick ass whoopings. I believe this is a fight that puts him in a position to actually win and win by knockout. So I believe he should be able to pull off the knockout against Diego Ferreira. just because he's had more fights. He usually puts on a show, but he really got to bring it because if Diego tried to wrestle him, it's going to be over with quick. All right, it's just going to be a very boring fight. But I'm rocking with King Bobby Green to pull this one off in the lightweight division. Moving on to the main card for the UFC 319, we have Kai Oskara, 21-5 versus Tim Elliott. I want to say Elliott is a submission type of guy. He's going to look to wrestle. I want to go with Kai. I'm going to go with Kai to pull this one off because I think he's going to look to outstrike him and keep him on his feet. And if this stays on his feet, I think Kai better pull out the fight. So I'm rocking with Kai to win that one. The next fight, damn, I'm torn because both of these dudes are they both my favorites at the moment. We have Jared Cannonier, 18-8 versus Michael Page, aka MVP. He is 23-3. Damn, it's like his third or fourth fight in the UFC. He's fought all competition. He's beat Kevin Holland, and I can't think of the other guy that looked like the Pirate. He's beat two. I think he's 2-1 since he's entered the UFC. I want to go with Michael Page, but Jared Cannonier is one of those big dudes that if he can keep the fight close, if he can stay on MVP, he's gonna whoop his ass. I don't see MVP taking him down or being able to get too many kicks off because I think he's way stronger than him, and he's gonna be able to look to put pressure on him. If I had to put money on a fight, I'm gonna go with MVP just because he's gonna be trying to. I think with like I said, I'm torn. I think with MVP, if the way that he throws kicks, it's going to have Jared a little cautious not to engage too much, and that's going to make him throw less punches. So I'm gonna go MVP to win this one by decision. I think it should still be a good fight, but if I had to put money on it, I'm gonna go with MVP to win this one. Next fight is in the welterweight division. We have Carlos Pratt, 21-7 versus Jeff Neal, 16-6. Jeff Neal, one of my favorite out. He's took some close losses. He's beat some of the top guys. I remember it's been a couple of fights where he took some bad gashes. And he's a smaller guy for this division, too. A lot of these dudes are a little bit lankier and got more reach than him. But I think Jeff Neal will be able to put him down. So this should be one of those fights that's either performance of the night. I gotta rock with my boy Jeff Neal, man. It's just hard for me to bet against him, so I'm going Jeff Neal. Co-main event, we have Aaron Pico, 13-4 versus Leron Murphy, 16-0 with one draw. Leron Murphy is a takedown artist. He's gonna look to lay on you, lay down, ground and pound you the whole fight. He got hands. He can stand up and strike with you, but his game is to take you down 3 or 4 times and just wear you out and maybe possibly choke you out. Aaron Pico, I think this is his first fight in the UFC. So a lot of these dudes, they come over to UFC and it's not what they thought it would be. They usually lose their first fight once they get here. Can Pico switch it up and not get knocked out or lose his first fight? Possibly, but my money is on Leron Murphy just because I believe he's going to try to take him down 4 or 5 times. And if he's able to do that, it's going to be a unanimous decision. So I'm rocking with Leron Murphy. Next fight, I'm a fan of both of them. We have the champ DDP Dirkus Du Plessis, 23-2, the middleweight champion, versus Khamzat Chimaev, 14-0. Chimaev has been on a tear. He's been destroying everybody they put in his face. DDP has been whooping everybody as well. The thing is, both of these guys can strike. Both of these guys can wrestle. It's going to come down to, obviously, who's the better wrestler and who's the better striker. Who can do both better? It's not going to be one of them can strike more. One of them can strike more, and it's going to be a win. It's not going to be that. Whoever is better at both sides. Excuse me, y'all. I'm really dying here. Excuse me. I'm going to go Chimaev to pull this one off. I think that DDP is going to get over aggressive and try to wrestle a lot. Chimaev is going to kick his ass. He might be able to choke him out like he's been doing all these other top guys. So if I had to make a pick, I'm going to go Khamzat Chimaev to win. So back to the early prelims. My final results for this card. Damn. Kareem Silva, Brian Battle, Edson Barboza, Chase Hooper, Jessica Andrade, Jared Merchanchart, King Green. I think it sound ridiculous. Crazy he did all that shit. Been getting his ass whooped. Kai Asakura, Michael Page, MVP, Jeff Neal, Leron Murphy, and we will have a new champion in the middleweight division, Khamzat Chimaev. Those are my final predictions for UFC 319. Make sure y'all tune in the comments. Let me know who you think will win the fight of the night, who will get knocked out of the night, and who with all those fights I just named. Let me know what fight you look forward to watching. And if you got any prediction on the card, please share. Let me know why my picks are wrong and why your picks are right. It's all opinions. I'm not here. We're not arguing with nobody. We're just talking UFC, and we're going to keep it clean in the comments, y'all. Like, share, and subscribe to the Mechee from the Midwest podcast for your latest UFC updates. UFC 319 going down in Chicago, Illinois, Saturday night, y'all.